Yo, yo, yo. Good morning or good afternoon. What's up, guys? Long time no see. How's everyone doing? We're gonna wait a couple minutes so some more people can join, and then we'll get started as always with Bitcoin. Okay, feel like it's gonna be a good one. We've got a lot to talk about, a lot of game plans, potential game plans for Bitcoin, but also on altcoins. Bitcoin basically in the same place as when I left around here, so we saw some wicks up and some wicks down, but apart from that, nothing too much happened. But we'll get into that in a second. Just gonna give it like 5 more minutes and then we'll get started. By the way, can everyone hear me and see the Bitcoin chart? Just to make sure that's all fine. Good morning, Tiz, Mert, Burn, Speedy, Frank, Facts Daily, Whoop, Rui, Omer, loud and clear. All right, perfect. BS price section, George, can you do something? Nah, I'm trying my best, but we'll have to see. Welcome back. Thanks. Hope you had a nice holiday and ready to get it again. For sure, man. My holiday was great. Thanks for asking. Excited to be back though. Hello everyone. Ship loading. We'll talk about it in a second. First Bitcoin. Hello, Wisdom Wolf. What's up? We protected so well from kickers, so Deegan had on chain to Deegan shiz. Doggy, please. Hello, ASC. What's up? One more minute, then we'll get started. So I'll do Bitcoin first again, give my thoughts, my game plans, trades I'm currently in, since I am in some trades at the moment. Give my reasoning for those. Then we'll do some altcoins, and then of course, if you guys want me to take a look at something, that will be possible as well. Right, we've got 40 people watching, not bad. Yo, GL, what's up? Man, I was long on Ape. Oh, for fuck's sake. I was long on this since this morning from around here. Then got stopped out on this week. Pretty sad. Anyways, let's get started. Let's do it like this again. All right, first things first, big shout out to the sponsor of the live stream, which is Vela Exchange. Okay, new sponsor, Vela Exchange. Vela Exchange is an Arbitrum-based decentralized exchange. You can trade crypto, perps, as well as forex pairs, and some metals. It's really easy to use, so try it out. Simply connect your wallet. If you do so, under my link, right? So the link is in the description. If you do so, you're automatically in for a 500 USDT giveaway. I'm personally running that giveaway, right? So the link to the tweet of the giveaway is in the description. All you have to do is click the link, connect your wallet, make a trade on Vela Exchange, and you're in for a $500 giveaway, okay? There won't be too many people joining the giveaway, so if you do it, you will have a pretty high chance of winning, okay? I'm just saying that, so takes you literally a few minutes to do so, so I definitely think it's worth it, okay? So big thanks to Vela Exchange. Head over to the description if you want to know more, all right? Leave a like on the live stream, that helps me a lot on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already, helps me grow. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm doing all of this for you guys to help you guys navigate in the markets, since I really enjoy it as well. So leave a like, subscribe, and let's get it, okay? We'll start off with Bitcoin. So what did Bitcoin do since we left? I left like 2 weeks ago around here when we were trading below these lows, okay? The question back then was whether this move below, so we had this clean range, right, of these highs and these lows that we were trading in, swept the highs, okay, and then broke below the lows and was, trading below the lows. The question back then was whether this move below these lows was a deviation below the lows or a sweep of the lows that would lead to continuation to the upside, or if it was a break below the lows that would lead to continuation and towards lower targets, okay? And to ask yourself that question, to answer that question, I like to zoom out and see where we're trading on the higher time frames. And if you take a look at the higher time frame ranges, these higher time frame ranges that we've been trading in, right, with this last year's June monthly candle, which is this one, taking as a range low, range high, okay, zooming into the daily, wait, let's see on the weekly, you can see that these range levels have been very pivotal, okay? So deviated below range low here, mid-range acting as resistance here already. And then once we smashed above it, strong close, boom, ugly chop all the way into the retest of our range mean level, and then strong buyback again. Failed to sweep the highs for now, and right now, yeah, we're simply consolidating around this area again, okay? So with that, having that in mind, the higher time frame, and with the higher time frame lows being swept, right? Us trading above range mean with range high being unswept, right? So with the high time frame liquidity resting above range high, I think there's reasons to be cautiously bullish until we sweep those highs, okay? So I think the high time frame draw on liquidity is still resting higher. Now the question is, this retrace, where will this locally bottom and send us to new highs? Is it gonna be here? Is it gonna go for another sweep and then do this? Is it gonna go for range mean again and then do this? Well, nobody knows, and that's why we zoom in to the daily and even the lower time frames and go from there. Okay, so what I like about this is that we haven't really seen any clean breakdown and continuation to the downside. Okay, we're sort of seeing a rounded bottom here. So for me personally, as long as we hold above the consolidation where we started pumping from here and where we swept this high, as long as that area holds, I think we should be good for higher. If we close the daily below the consolidation that led to this upside, that wouldn't be a good sign, and then we're most likely, more than likely, going for these lows, and at that point I could see us even dip a little bit lower into some lower levels. Okay, now the question here is, how do we trade this, right? And it's pretty simple. If you're bullish and you're looking for longs, right, ask yourself, where is your invalidation if you're looking for longs, and where is the confirmation to look for longs, right? If you wanna long, and for me, the invalidation right now, as I said, is pretty clean. We've got this up move from this consolidation, and after this local sweep, okay, so this local sweep, boom, consolidation from the low to the high, the up move. If we take a look at where OTE is going to be resting, that will be right around this demand area. Okay, what did price do overnight? We swept this clean low on a big wick into the 705 level, the OTE level, lining up with this demand. Okay, so what we do know now, right, is if Bitcoin is bullish here, and if we see this higher time frame consolidation, this move below the lows as a deviation that would lead to new local highs, then you've got yourself a pretty clean invalidation below this area. And that's also the reason why I currently am in a long that is slightly underwater, but that's fine. Longed there. Sadly, I didn't catch the low here. I was asleep, didn't set any limits, but that's fine. We've got the sweep of the lows into OTE, into demand. We've got the strong buyback, right? The daily is looking definitely good in my opinion. We'll have to see about the close. I'd like it to close a little bit stronger, but that's fine. And we do have the invalidation below the area, right, that led to this up move and below the sweep of this low. Okay, so that's the reason why I'm cautiously bullish here and think we at least go for a sweep of some highs. Okay, the reason I'm also taking it is because we haven't swept these highs here. Okay, so we've still got all of the stops resting above these local highs, and we've got this inefficiency to be filled into this supply. So if price does go up, sweeps this in here, breaks back down again, that might be a good short. Invalidation, probably keep it above there, or trail it right above the wick above these highs that sweeps these highs, then look to short it back down to all of these lows if that happens. If not, right, if we just straight up nuke, right, without taking any liquidity to the upside, I think the chances of us simply sweeping this again with a wick and then going for all of the liquidity, and at that point, right, what would that mean? The lows here would have been swept again, the higher time frame lows. The drawn liquidity would not only be on these highs but also on these highs, since we first taken these lows. Okay, so then in my opinion we'd have the fuel to go for 32k and potentially a lot higher. Okay, is that clear for everyone? So I'm not too worried about this local dipping that we're currently seeing. Since, yeah, what Bitcoin typically does after a move like this, right? If it sweeps the lows aggressively, strong buyback, everyone FOMOs in, just like I did, to be honest. And then you locally dip, okay? That's where people say, oh, fuck this, I'm out. And then you see the continuation, okay? For me, it's okay longing there, right? As you saw, my invalidation is wide. I know where I'm wrong. I'm not gonna get scared if we dip here. Yeah, obviously, if it does this now, I'll get stopped, then so be it. But risk is managed and it's a valid trade in my opinion. We've got clean highs above. The lows have been swept. Clean invalidation, so that's all I need for a proper trade, whether I'm right or wrong, okay? So yeah, if you're still looking for longs, could narrow it down to the local OTE here from the buyback, so the low to the high, right? And ideally now for low time frame scalp IDs, you want to see this OTE area hold. Lines up beautifully with this low as well. There, so potential scenario, low time frame scenario, something like this, wick in there, and then see continuation. So if you're not in a long yet, something like this, invalidation below the wick, and then you could even just target there for a 2.5 hour trade, okay? But as always, there's no point in risking multiple R's at the same time, and yeah, simply manage your risk. As always. Makes sense for Bitcoin? So that's what I'm thinking currently, targeting a little higher. If not, and we simply sell off, right? It's pretty simple for me. I'll just sit out, let it do its thing. Let it reclaim some key levels that you are watching until you make a new decision, right? And then Bitcoin can do whatever it wants. If it goes for here, sweeps and reclaims, that's a good sign. Proper confirmation would be on the reclaim of this chop, okay? So you saw a lot of people complaining about the Bitcoin price action here, right? About Bitcoin not doing anything. Well, this area is going to be key later on, okay? If we trade away from it and reclaim it, that will be a proper confirmation that the low below the area was more than likely the low in, okay? And then you can start targeting higher. Make sense? So if it breaks down, let it do its thing until it reclaims a key level and shows some strength. See this 4 hour? I think this is just a retest before we go higher. No wick to the upside on the 4 hour candle. I think we get a strong buyback from here. Do you look at the dollar to determine your bias on Bitcoin? Nope, I don't. All right, now let's do some altcoins. Face reveal. Yeah, not now. Starting off with SHIB. Okay, I think this looks really interesting. and I'll explain why. Starting off on the, let's start off on the monthly actually. What do we have on the monthly? All of this sell-off, right? And then from this low, we saw a decent bounce, okay? Put in this high, low, high, clean range, okay? What confirms the range? As you can see, this range mean, how pivotal this has been, right? No monthly closes above range mean, right? What also confirms this is we swept range low, closed above, retest, and now we're seeing continuation to the upside. Because you could ask yourself, why is this a valid range and not this one? This was a valid range. Okay, but as you can see, it got invalidated pretty quickly on the break below range low, okay? Strong monthly close below range low, no good, okay? Continued lower, retest of that range low level, and then started grinding down again, okay? So that meant this range, we wouldn't be able to use this until we closed back within that range, okay? What did we get here? We got below range low, but we closed back above, retest and upside, okay? My voice. Okay, so swept range low, clean reclaim, retest, and sort of seeing some upside here. And in my opinion, this looks like this wants to explode into new highs. Clean, unswept highs above us, the lows got swept, monthly order block untapped, right? Those are reasons enough for me to look for longs on this one, which is the reason I am long on this one. Boom, that's the setup. Entered this morning up here. Invalidation below this key level, right? And below the breaker area that we have here. This area was the sideways price action that broke us down, okay? Initially rejected, right? But then range low retest held, strong break above. People who were short from this area on the retest will want to get out, resulting in buying pressure, resulting in upside, okay? So in my opinion, that's a clean invalidation below there. If price gets below there, no good, okay? Then I'll get out. If it holds, so happy days, then we'll target higher. First target, range mean. Next target, they changed this, TradingView changed this layout, I think. Anyways, first target, range mean, then this high up here, and then the ultimate weekly or monthly range high level there. Into there, but probably not worth holding once we get above here, because then the chances of doing something like this, breaking back below and breaking lower again, are too high, okay? But for now, I think this has a pretty big chance of trading higher. If we take a look at the lower time frames, boom, boom, boom. Lower time frames, as you can see, that was the sideways price action that broke us down. Initially rejected again, sort of rejected again, but started consolidating and boom, smash above. And as you can see, retest of the area. People who were short from this area, short from here, or from here, will want to get out on this, resulting in buying pressure, okay? New, so higher low, new highs, retrace. What I'm looking for, higher low into another pump into new highs, okay? Does that make sense? And looking at the 4 hour here, yeah, this looks primed for, I think honestly the low is already in. Simple SR level here, right? Resistance on the way up, broke above, retest, buying pressure. breaker, low time frame breaker, okay, above, retest, in my opinion, looks good for higher prices. So something like this. You could even try with a stop loss there, although it might go for another sweep there and do something like this. But you could try something like this, just take it lower risk and then target a lot higher, okay? But in my opinion, this looks primed for more upside. Hello, AK, what's up? I was looking at AXS, it seems a retrace, good opportunity to buy in a while. I'll take a look. Good stream so far, learning some things. Good to hear. So then next one, Ape. As I said, I was in a long this morning, but got stopped out at the bottom, literally. Honestly, sort of the same as Shiba, right? The lows, high time frame lows, swept, reclaim, retest, upside, okay? Initially range mean acting as a resistance, but then strong break above, okay? Looking for a high time frame close there, and then hopefully we can still buy the retest and target some highs. So this one is definitely one I'm watching closely, and I do plan on relonging this if I get an entry. Unswept highs, high time frame lows swept, clean highs above. So definitely got my reasons to look for longs. Let me quickly check. Yeah, probably you look for longs on something like this, a wick into here, right? So let it range a little, wick in there, look for longs, invalidation below there, or keep it a little wider there. Okay, so that would be something like this, there, and then target up there. Okay, invalidation if it gets below there, yeah, then, so if it breaks back below range mean, that wouldn't be, well, it will more than likely retest there, but if we get a clean close back below this consolidation, that wouldn't be a good sign. Then I'd probably wait until we reclaim it again, okay? So that's Ape. Let's check OP now. Where is it? There. I don't like this one. Because we've the way this is moving up into resistance, like simple SR, what was the range? Well, probably there or even there. Some highs there, and that's a key level there, right? And then obviously we've got the highs here. But the way, right, so this move was a great one. But then after this, the way it started trading higher is not looking ideal, in my opinion. And the reason for that is we barely grabbed liquidity to the downside while moving up. This has just been, yeah, sort of moving up in a straight line without any clean sweeps to the downside. That I've got a feeling is just a retest of high time frame resistance before we see a nuke. If I were to look for longs on this, I'd want to see an aggressive candle to the downside, which gets bought up rather quickly, okay? Or obviously, if we smash back above here and close strong on the weekly, that would be fine as well. But for now, I think this goes for some lows, at least in here Yeah, and potentially even these. But yeah, yeah, you know, you don't have to have a plan for every coin, you know. If you don't like a coin, if you don't like the look of it, or if it's just not clear, just pick another one, right? So not really liking this one as of now. Let's check AXS. Someone said it seems retrace goodbye opportunity. So let's take a look. Weekly high time frame lows swept indeed, but we've already swept the highs here. So that's not ideal. Yeah, we swept these highs, now swept these lows, but I'd like to see a bigger sweep. Like, I'd like to see something like this and then a reclaim. If that happens, that would be a trigger for a long, not right here. I think it looks pretty damn weak here. So yeah, this would be something I would be interested in, or a reclaim above here. Then I'd also target some highs, potentially up here. These highs, okay. If we reclaim this, and otherwise look for longs on the sweep there. High time frame, better we get a dump or up only from here? You mean for Bitcoin? Can you look at DYDX? Yes, I can. I mean, I'm neutral on that question. I don't think, well, would a dump be healthy? I don't know. Maybe it would. But I feel like too many people are waiting for a capitulation event before they look to buy. So what would make a lot more sense to me would be that we leave those people waiting behind and do something like this into, let's say, 40K, and then come all the way back down to 20K, right? Then they're gonna be calling for 12K again, and then we go up again. Something like that. I feel like dumping from here, something like really dumping, you know, to 20K would be too easy. But of course, I might be wrong. Hello, Marco. So, DYDX. Also, one I was actively watching, well, one I am actively watching, as you can see. Why? Because all of this downside, and then it's been ranging for over a year, almost a year and a half. So I think once this breaks out of this range, it's gonna be explosive, okay? Now the question is where do you look for longs, right? Well, in cases like this, come on, trading view. In cases like this, what I like waiting for when the lows are unswept is either wait for a break below range low, wait for a sweep below range low and a reclaim, then you got yourself a clean invalidation below there and a target back at the highs and potentially even a lot higher, or wait for a higher time frame close above range high. That would mean in this case probably a monthly close above this range high level. Yes, it can still deviate above and then break back below, but then you've got your confirmation if you're wrong, you know. If it closes above, look for longs. If it closes back below, well, then you're wrong, you close it and so be it. But I don't like longing into it right now because the invalidation isn't that clear. But let's take another look, right? Because we swept this. Yeah, looks pretty clean actually. Into a monthly order block. See this? Sweep, reclaim, boom. Yeah, I think we at least go for some highs here. Last month's high looks ready. Into this lower time frame area here. So what would that mean on the daily? Yeah, invalidation should be pretty wide though. That's your sweep, probably below there. So what's that trade if you were to long here? Invalidation there. Nah. As you can see, the risk reward is not that great. So I'd wait for a retrace. Unless you're already long, I would hold at least until last month's high. And otherwise, I'd wait for a retrace into somewhere around here. Then look for longs. You've got yourself your invalidation there. Target the high and this monthly order block. 32k and dump, but there's no time for that. So much price action. Possibly. Sol. Let's check Sol. Yeah, so this was a clean range down here with the sweep of the lows into this consolidation, into demand, strong buyback, straight up for the highs, swept the highs, and that's an ugly move, right? So I don't like Sol here. I think it could go for some highs here, but then I think it sells off again. If I were to look for longs, I would probably wait until somewhere around here. Something like this, possibly sweep the highs, come back down, sweep the lows, and then go higher. But not from here. What would invalidate this? A strong higher time frames, so a daily or a weekly close above this range high. If it gets above here, then I think that's your confirmation for higher. But until then, I think you fade sweeps of the highs and target these lows down here into here. And then possibly look for longs again. That's for Sol. I had a different analysis, but thanks. It's always nice to hear different analysis. Yeah, it is, man. Everyone his own strategy, so if you've got your reasons to long or to short something, definitely do so. Right, makes sense. One I also still like is Link, right? So we've just talked about this, the higher time frame range, sweep of the lows, break above range mean, now simply consolidating. I was swing long on this, but I closed it since I was going on vacation. Right, and was holding a Bitcoin long as well, but I said invalidation was below this gray area, and I still think that is, and the target is still up here. Okay, it's just taking its time, so I would just give it its time. You've got yourself your invalidation, but I still think it's that Link is gonna someday it's gonna be explosive. So holding some longs here makes sense, I think. But obviously, this is a nice order block as well. See that? So what I could also see is something like this. Another sweep of this. Boom, reclaim there, and then go for the highs. Yeah, that's clean. Doggy as well. As well got your reasons to look for longs, in my opinion. I've tweeted on this when we were trading down here that I was bullish on this. Once we got the reclaim of this gray area, it confirmed more upside, and I was targeting this high here, which got tagged beautifully. But I still think that higher time frame wise, it still looks primed for an explosive move. And then I don't mean like a small move, then I think I'm talking these moves, you know. Clean highs above, lows aggressively swept on the higher time frames, liquidity draw to the upside. So yeah, got your reasons to be long on this. But what I don't like is that everyone on Twitter is shilling this. So I could see us, before going for a move like that, go for some lows. So maybe something like this, another wick, and then the real pump. I think Bitcoin is a long here. Right, let's check the chat. Link could long-term hold. Not sure about that. I think Link is a good high time frame trade. A hold. I mean, I don't hold any altcoins. I think holding altcoins is a meme. I don't believe any of them will be worth anything in the future. Well, that's how I see them, you know. So I never hold altcoins. I hold Bitcoin and Ethereum, and that's it. But I do like trading these higher time frame moves on some of these altcoins, since they can be very clean on the higher time frames. Had a long taken on Link by 550, but closed it as well, sadly. Wanted to hold it for longer. From 550, that's a great trade, man. You should be happy about that. Profit is profit. CVX is swept 2023 low, and June now looking good. Bitcoin swept 27k, then 32, 34. What's your opinion? 27. All the way down there, yeah, possibly. You mean something like this, and then set a higher low there, and then do this? Definitely possible. As I said, you have two approaches in trading this. In trying to catch the low, right? You either just bid, or you either just define an area and say, there I want a long, or you simply wait for Bitcoin to do whatever it wants until it reclaims a certain level. And that's what I really like about it, because that way it gives you a clean validation on your trade. For example, price comes down, right? You bid there. Where is your invalidation? Well, if price does this, right? Sets a low, sweeps the low, and reclaims some key levels, at that point being a daily open, weekly open, Monday low, whatever, the lows are swept, then you've got yourself an invalidation there, and you target higher. Make sense? Do you look at old Bitcoin pairs? Nah. I'm long fat. Look at the lows and had a nice pop. Now approaching resistance. Trendline, break it, and another leg up. Let's check. Oof. Yeah, this looks clean. Sad it already swept the highs here, but that's clean. See, clean sweep. into demand. You've got yourself this supply up here, which might be next. But like you said, coming into resistance here, this probably lines up beautifully with range mean, as you can see, right? The range mean of this level lining up beautifully with this key pivot. So what do? Right? Zoom in a little. What do you see immediately? Some clean lows resting there, and the highs are getting raided into that resistance. So if you're bullish on this, if you're looking for longs, I'd wait for a sweep of those lows, right? Look for longs there. Invalidation is very clear below here, because that would mean a break below range low and below the area, the consolidation that led to the pop, okay? So long there, invalidation, target, former highs, and range high. Beautiful, good example. See this 12 hour on Bitcoin. I really like this. You see that often, right? So tight price action, ugly tight price action, quick wick sweep, boom, and then you see continuation, right? What did we get here? Tight price action, wick, and guess into what? Into this former tight consolidation, right? Into that tight, what did I say earlier? This tight consolidation, the people call ugly price action. We will be able to use that as a confirmation on a reclaim, okay? So when price gets above there, that's gonna be a clean invalidation. So possibly price now does exactly the same it did here. Does this not look exactly the same as this? You see? And of course, you always can be wrong. That's the game we're playing. You take risks, and you're wrong very often. So there. Then the sweep. Oops. The sweep. See what I'm seeing? Great analysis as per usual. Thank you, George. Hey, no worries, man. Monday high is in. Possible. I'll accept it if I'm wrong, but what I'm seeing currently is definitely a better risk reward for longs and a higher probability on long trades than on short trades. Because if I were to short here, where do you put your stop? Right? Is it above these highs? Risky, no? With all of these untapped highs, is it above here? Also risky. Well, and even if you're putting your stop there, where's your target? There for a 0.9 hour short, right? And these are all things that you have to consider, and they all add up to the plan of me looking for longs. Is there risk reward to long or is there risk reward to short? And for me, it's the first. But hey, might be wrong. Anyways, does that make sense? I did a nice scalp on Pepe. You remember Pepe? We talked about this one a lot on stream, right? And I said this was the exact area I was looking for longs. Sadly, of course, it happened while I was on vacation. You can go rewatch my previous live streams. Maybe I even posted about it on Twitter. But when we were consolidating here, I said the area I want to look for swing longs on Pepe was into this gray area, OTE, lining up with range low. And look how beautiful it was. Local range, boom, sweep, reclaim, upside, range mean reclaim, retest, range high. If it's that simple, why 90% of the traders fail? Did I ever say it's that simple? I never said it's simple. And you're right, making analysis always seems easy. And most people are gonna be good at analyzing, but analyzing the chart and trading is two whole different things. You can be bullish on a chart and still fuck up longing, or the other way around, or yeah, it's when the money aspect comes around that you're gonna fuck up. Emotions will take over and yeah. Right, so I'm gonna hop off. Was a good stream. We talked, gave my thoughts on most of the things I wanted, gave my thoughts on Bitcoin. I'm expecting locally higher here, so let's see how that goes. I'm currently long on Bitcoin and SHIB. We'll see how those goes. I will be updating these in the Discord and on Twitter, of course. Thanks to Vela Exchange for sponsoring. I'm running the $500 giveaway. There's not a lot of people who are joining it, so you have a pretty high chance of winning if you do so. The link is in the description. Leave a like on the stream if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe to my YouTube, and I'll see you in the next one, right? Peace.